Okay, so let's start again. So again, our topic for today is all about hypothesis testing. Okay, so these are our objectives for today. I asked one of you to read the problem. This is an example of hypothesis testing. Let us understand the, uh, the problem. No, you're all industrial engineering students. Okay, so dapat it's related to yung mga problems natin related sa pagiging IE natin. Okay, what if you are one of this day, graduate na kayo, will be assigned as quality control inspector. Okay? Yung claim ng company nyo that your product, okay, for example, the product of your company is can mechado, beef mechado, no? For example, yung malaking lata, that is 603, no? No, for those students na hindi alam ang 603, okay, ito ang 603 na can. Okay, just example lang, no? May product na beef mechado, nasa loob ng, usually ito yung sa atin dito sa tuna canning, no? Yung maliit na 603 can. Okay? So, okay, so balik tayo. So again, assuming that you'll become a quality control inspector, no? So you're assigned to gather data para ma-check mo kung tama pa ba yung laman ng inyong product, no? So kumuha ka ng random sample na 100 na cans. You'll open an Excel. Okay, the first question, sir, paano ba ito ginagawa itong sampling, no? Example, okay, your company is, kumbaga, used with this kind of system that every hour, okay, you go to the production area. Okay, for example, you collect 2 or 3 cans. Okay, you check the weight of this beef chunk. No, so let's say, okay, first can, second, third. Okay, so that's the instruction. Okay, second hour, go again. You collect 2 or 3 cans until you gather, okay, 100 na cans, okay, etc. Okay, until 100 na cans. You pick that first na can or observe the first can, you weigh. Okay, so for example, the first can merong net weight ng or na yes, tama, no, net weight ng beef na chunk, for example, okay, let's say 701 grams, no? And second, 703. Okay, and so on and so forth until you completed the 100 na cans. Okay, balik tayo sa problem. Okay, ito yung ibig sabihin nito, ha? Okay. Now, after he or she collected this 100 na cans, he or she computed for the average. Itong lumabas, 710.8 grams of beef, net weight ng beef meat chunks, no? Okay. The claim of the manufacturer na yung product niya merong more than 700 na grams. Okay? So that's the claim. Now, the purpose of the hypothesis testing is patotohanan ba yung claim or i-reject mo yung claim. That's the purpose of the hypothesis testing, no? Kaya ginagawa natin ito. Okay? So ito yung claim ng manufacturer, no? 700 greater daw sa 700 grams. Tapos, okay, based on historical data, yung population standard deviation is 8.9. Okay? Now, yung company is used to use 0.05 level of significance. Okay? So yun yung kanilang ginagamit. Magva-vary ito from 0.01 to 0.10. Okay? It depends on the company ba kung saan sila mas kung ano yung kanilang ginagamit, no? Madalas na ginagamit o yung ginagamit talaga. Okay? Now, before we will answer this, okay, I told you last time that to please memorize all the symbols, no? So ito yung symbols. Again, wag nating kalimutan, class, no? If we're talking about population mean, average lang din yan. Ang nakalagay sa problem is mean or average. That is represented by the symbol. Okay? Mu. Ito yung handwriting ko. This one is from the computer. Okay? Kapag may nakita kayo, the average or mean pa rin, but sample lang nakalagay, use the symbol X bar. Okay? If you will see in the problem standard deviation population, use this symbol. Okay? Or this computer na symbol, no? I will just use my highlighter Para makita nyo. Okay? If we're talking about standard deviation, but in the problem, it states there that sample use the symbol S. And level of significance, alpha, or the symbol. Some books will give you confidence level. So kindly familiarize the formula. It's 1 minus alpha. Okay? And last is the sample size, or n, small n. Again, please look at the screen. You're required to memorize this kasi babalikan para natin ito hanggang statistical analysis 2. Okay? Next. So, bakit kailangan i-memorize? It's because, okay, ito yung formulas natin. Okay? So, medyo marami sa IE, no? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, nasa mean pa lang tayo, meron pa tayong proportion. Okay? So, that is why, again, please memorize all the symbols. Kasi yan ang nakalagay sa formula natin. Okay, next. Now, the first step is in hypothesis testing. First, you're asked to state your null hypothesis. Then second is the alternative hypothesis. Now, somebody asked me before that, sir, yung claim ba na nakalagay sa problem, is that always the null hypothesis? Sabi niya. No. Okay? Again, hindi palagi ang nakalagay doon sa problem na claim is your null hypothesis. Meron tayong sort of algorithm or procedure na kailangan natin i-follow. Okay? So ito yung ating algorithm in terms of step 1 and step 2. Okay? Ito yung class, ha? If you will see in the problem, at least, okay, yan yung claim ng manufacturer, yung laman ng product niya, merong at least, no? Let's say 500 ml. That is denoted by this symbol in math that greater equal to. Okay, just remember this class. If you're talking about at least, minimum, no? Pwede siya mag-equal, pwede mag-greater than. So you always put that under the null hypothesis. Okay? Now, if the claim of the researcher is yung content ng toxic content ng product niya, for example, is less than, let's say, 0.01 microgram, no? You will not put that under null hypothesis. You will put that under alternative hypothesis. I hope that is clear, class, no? Okay? So, not always yung claim na nakalagay sa problem is your null hypothesis. It depends on the symbol. Again, we need to follow certain algorithm, no? Para hindi tayo magkalituhan later. Now, for example, okay, nakalagay sa problem is at least, no? At least may product contains, let's say, 500 ml, for example, the alcohol, no? At least 500 ml ng alcohol. So, you will put that under the null hypothesis. Automatically, okay, yung alternative hypothesis, you will put the opposite. Okay, can you look at the screen? It should be less than. Okay? Now, another example. For example, okay, less than or maximum or at most, okay, not less than, at most or maximum, no? The interpretation this in mathematical symbol inequalities, that is less than or equal. Okay? At most means maximum. Pwede siya mag-equal, pwede siya mag-less than. Okay? So, if that is the claim, so automatically, partner niya is greater than. Alternative hypothesis. Okay? So, another one, if your claim, for example, may product contains, insakto talaga siya, contains 500 ml, that is. So, right away, you put equal sign. Then, opposite of that is not equal. So, class, bantayan lang natin palagi that if we're talking about alternative hypothesis, ito lang talaga yung restriction niya. Okay? Hindi dapat ito mabago, hindi dapat ito magdadagdagan. Dapat yung ating alternative hypothesis should contain less than, equality lang, greater than, or not equal to. So in short, it's not, it is restricted to put greater than or equal in alternative hypothesis. Okay, klaro class? You cannot put equal sign in the alternative hypothesis. Okay? That's the one of the restriction of alternative hypothesis. That is why nga class, kapag nakalagay sa problem, let's say less than, no? Yung kanyang product contains less than, or for example, may toxin siya ng 0.01 micrograms, okay, hindi mo dapat siya ilagay sa null hypothesis kasi ang kanyang term na ginamit is less than. Okay? Bakit, sir? Kapag nilagay kong less than dito sa null hypothesis, wala kang choice kundi ilagay sa kabila ang greater than or equal. Again, bawal tayong maglagay ng equal sign sa alternative hypothesis. Okay, that's the main of the, kumbaga, ating dapat bantayan palagi, no? You are not allowed to put equal sign in the alternative hypothesis. So let us start. Okay, so let's go. We will open a whiteboard. Okay, please participate. So I assume that you already familiarized those symbols, no? Okay. Okay, before we'll proceed with step 1 to 6, okay, let us enumerate all the given. So I usually ask my students, para to avoid confusion, you look immediately on the quantitative given. Okay? So let us encircle all the quantitative given. No? Okay, first, 100. Okay? It's not, number 603 is not a quantitative given, it's a name. No? Okay, it's a name of the can. Next, quantitative given is 710.8. Next, 8.9, 700, and 0.05. Okay? So anybody from the class? What is 100 in the problem? Can you raise your hand, please? Yes, Angelica. Then followed by Eunice, then Clarissa. What is 100, Angelica? Saan dito sa symbol natin? Here. Okay, N. So very good, no? N or, N or, what is N? I'm sharing the screen, no? What is N? Sample size. Okay, very good. Okay, so we're done with this first quantitative given. Okay, this is sample size. Okay, next. Yes, Eunice Diaz. What is 710.8? Okay. What is your basis na X bar siya or sample mean? Na nakalagay ba sa problem? Okay, so very good. So, nag-agree lahat, no? Please use your microphone if I need to elaborate further. Okay, sample mean. Okay, again, mean means average. So, or average, no? Okay, so very good. What about 8.9? Yes, Clarissa. Then followed by Kenneth. What is 8.9, Clarissa?
Sigma, sir, or yung population standard deviation.
Okay. So very good. Memorize na kaagad yung symbol. Okay? So that is population standard deviation. Okay? Or sigma. Okay? And this the symbol used here in sample mean or average is X bar. And Kenneth, what is 700, Kenneth? Kenneth? Okay, mu. Mu means, what is mu? Mean or average. Nakalagay ba sa problem, Kenneth? Okay. So it says here. Yes? Oh, yes. If you will trace the sentence, no? It says here, mean. or average. Okay. Now, class, okay, what is the hint that is population or sample yung given na average or mean, no? Now, if given na yung sample, automatically the other mean should be the population. Okay? Kapag naka-general yung sentence, nilalahat niya that yung product niya contains this amount of example material or meat in this case, no? It should be population. Okay? I hope that's clear, class, no? Okay, and last, 0.05 is, ano kaya, Kenneth? 0.05. Very good. Alpha. Okay? So, after that, okay, we will assign the symbols, no? Okay, very good. Alpha. Okay, let's go back with our problem here. Okay? So, here are the given. Okay? So, please practice, no? In enumerating what was given. We have our electronic book. Already uploaded the problem set in our Moodle. Okay, please practice. No? Okay, any question regarding the given? Wala, class? Just raise your hand. Okay, wala. Very good. Okay, go back with the first step. First step here says that state your null hypothesis. Okay? Paki-off ng inyong microphone, Kenneth. Kenneth, paki-off na lang microphone. Okay, can you look at the screen, please? Okay, mu is less than or equal to 700. Is that the claim? Yes or no? Anybody from the class? Raise your hand. Is that the claim in the problem? Yes or no? Wala? Walang gusto? Is that the claim? Kung ako yung manufacturer ng dilata, eto ang claim ko that my product contains less than or equal 700 grams of the meat. Is that the claim? Yes or no? Wala? Walang gusto mag-try? About Christian Martires, is that the claim? Okay, there. Okay, no. That's not the claim of the manufacturer because I explained it a while ago that, okay, what if the claim of the manufacturer that my product contains greater than 700 grams of this meat, no? So it's not. So actually, it's what? This H sub 0, okay, or our null hypothesis is, ano siya, Christian? Since you said told us na that is not the claim of the manufacturer, so therefore that is the is the opposite ba? Hindi. Okay, the opposite of the claim. Okay? So, in short, okay, class, unahin natin ang step number 2. Okay? Because number 2 is the claim of the researcher or the manufacturer that yung product niya contains greater than 700. Okay? So again, why you need to write step 2 first? It's because of this rule. Okay? Na bawal kayo maglagay ng equal sign sa step number 2. Okay? Let's analyze. Kapag nilagay ko yung mu is greater than 700, okay? Nakita ba, class? If I will change this to mu is greater than 700, wala tayong choice but to put the opposite here, which is mu less than or equal to 700. Again, bawal tayo maglagay ng equal sign sa alternative hypothesis. Okay? I hope that's clear, class, no? Ito lang yung pwede natin ilagay. Less than, greater than, not equal. Okay? I hope that's clear. Okay, number 3, just state your alpha, which is 0.05. Okay? Number 4, please be used in in drawing, no, a bell-shaped na graph, as much as possible, it should be symmetrical, no? Okay? So you label the center as 0. Okay, why 0? Is for you to know later where will you put the negative value. It should be on the left side of 0, and the positive value, it should be on the right side of the 0. It is a purpose why we label yung gitna as 0. Okay? Para hindi tayo magkalituhan kung nasaan ang negative, nasaan ang positive. Okay? So, assuming that you already know how to draw a bell shape, then nakalabel siya dito sa gitna ng 0. Okay? Just you put broken line or thin line. Okay, the next step is what is your basis in shading the graph? No? In this case, we shaded it on the right side of the bell shape na graph. Okay, the basis is always your alternative hypothesis. Okay, so how, sir? Just imagine, okay, your alternative hypothesis is the tip of your arrow, yung dulo ng arrow natin, no? Okay, it's kapag dulo to ng arrow, it's pointing to the left. Klaro? Okay? If this is dulo ng arrow, is pointing to the right. Okay? Kapag not equal, just imagine something that divides into two. So therefore, your shaded portion, dalawa. Okay? Again, what is the basis in shading your bell-shaped na graph? Just imagine this inequality as the tip of the arrow. It's pointing to the left. This one is pointing to the right. So let's go back with your problem. Okay? Step number 2, it's an arrow. Okay? It's pointing to the right. That is why our shaded portion here is on the right side. Is it clear? I hope it's claro. Now let us agree on drawing your shaded portion. It should be 1/3 of the 1/2. Kasi yung iba kasi class na sobraan na dito, palagay na dito. So let's agree ng class na it should be 1/3 of the 1/2. No? Mga ganyan lang. Next, okay? The next question here is what is this value here? Okay? So we will use table to estimate the value here. Okay? We need the value of your alpha. In this problem is given as 0.05. So I already sent to you these files. Okay? I-open lang natin class, no? I hope sinave natin ito sa ating computer gadget, okay, para hindi tayo mahirapan mag-retrieve, no? Okay, 0.05. I just want to explain. I already explained this in our video before, no? Sa ating Wednesday, sa recorded lecture natin. Now, the values inside your table are actually your alpha. Okay? Again, what's the value of alpha? It's 0.05, no? So we look for 0.05 inside your table. Okay, 0.05, okay, somewhere here, okay, not enough, it's point, okay, somewhere in between 0.05, 0.05, okay, here, okay, claro, it's in between 0.0505 and 0.0495, okay, nasa gitna siya, wala siyang saktong 0.05. So, ang gagamitan lang natin siya ng averaging. Okay? Interpolation gusto lang tinuturo ko, kaya lang it will consume time. Okay? If you read other references naman, acceptable naman yung averaging, no? I-average lang yung kunin natin. Now, the nearest value sa 0.05, okay, ito, first. Okay, can you look at on the left side? It's 1.6. Okay? Yung sa itaas, it's 0.04. It's 0.04. Okay? Now, I hope you're listening. If your shaded portion is on the right side, remember, on the right side of your 0, the values are negative, positive. Anybody? Is it negative, positive? Values on the right side of 0. Okay. Positive, very good, no? So we will assume that this value is positive. Okay? So balik tayo dito, 0.04, saan na ba yun? Labo ni mata ko, class. Okay. Wala na ako. Eto. Ay, hindi pala yan. Okay, ito ha. Ayan, ayan. Okay. So, 1.6 tayo. It's not negative kasi nga nasa right side tayo eh. Okay, 1.6 plus 0.04. So, that is positive 1.64. Again, you assume this is positive, no? The other value close to 0.05 is this value, no? The alpha, 0.0495. So, corresponding z value is 1.6, positive dapat, then plus 0.05. So, that is 1.65. Okay, to estimate the 0.05 na alpha, okay, you just need to get the average, no? 1.64 plus 1.65 divided by 2, that will give you 1.645, no? Tama ba? 1.645. Okay, let us check our, okay, yeah, okay, 1.645. Okay, klaro? So that is the value here. Okay? Para malaman mo kung ano yung value nito dito. Okay, paano makuha? Kailangan mo ng value ng alpha using the z-test table. Okay, by the way, I forgot, no? Sir, when will you know or how will you know if this z-test or t-test? Anybody from the class, yung nag-intindi talaga ng aking recorded lecture last time? Yes, Clarissa. What's our basis? Z-test, t-test.
Pag yung value ng sample size ba yun siya is uh, greater than or equal to the title 30 po.
Okay, so very good. Okay, I will open the formula. This is from Ronald Walpole. According to him, okay, if your n, okay, is greater or equal to 30, use z-test. Okay, zoom lang natin. Okay, if your n is greater or equal to 30, use z-test. So use the z table. Okay, z distribution table. If your n is less than 30, okay, use t-test or use the t distribution table. Okay, I hope that's clear, class, no? Okay, so already explain why z-test, why z distribution table. Okay? So next, okay, wala pa itong 12.3, no? Okay, go. Okay, next step is based on the given, okay? What formula you can use, okay? Check natin, okay? So is it T? No, okay? Because nga according to Clarissa, it should be z-test, no? Okay? Ito lang yung pwedeng magamit natin, no? Ito, hindi inagamit kaya hindi given yung difference, okay? Later, I will explain it, no? Ayan. Okay, ito lang yung pwedeng gamitin. Okay, that is why, let's go back with our presentation. I use this formula. Okay, Z, okay, is equal to x bar minus mu, okay, mu sub 0. No? Kung ano yung sa ating null hypothesis, nakalagay doon. Divided by okay, the quotient of your sigma and the square root of your n. Okay, so that's the formula. That is why, okay, ito yung ginamit. Hindi ko lang nalagay yung formula, class, no? Okay, so after that, you substitute all the given. So using your calculator, the answer should be 12.13. Okay, parang nakulang ata doon. Okay, pa-correct na lang, class. I will just correct it later, no? 12.13 yung answer. Okay, use your calculator. Okay, after that, okay, you've computed already for the value of your z, no? You go back with step number 4. Klaro ha? After step number 5, you go back with step number 4, you label. Okay? Please label. Nasaan ba yung 12.13? Okay? Okay, this 13 class is correction ha. 12.13. Okay, the question is, since you know that this point is 1.645, yung question na lang, is it before or after? Klaro ba siya? Is it before or after? Franklin, is it before 1.645, etong 12.13, or after? Okay, very good, after. Okay, kung after this value 1.645, it means to say it belongs to the shaded portion. Okay? Now, I explained to that video that shaded portion is the rejection area. Okay? I hope that's very clear to all that shaded portion is your rejection area. So we're done with step number 5 actually, no? We go to step number 5. Now, we all agree in this decision that we always reject or accept your null hypothesis. Okay? Since the value of 5, okay, nandito sa rejection area, so therefore, you will reject the null hypothesis. Okay? There. Okay? Reject null hypothesis. Again, why reject, sir? Because your value of number 5, okay, nandoon sa shaded portion, which is the rejection area. Kung wala pala, sir, so you need to accept. Okay? I hope that's clear, class. Kapag wala siya sa shaded portion, kahit nandito pa siya sa left side, you need to accept your H sub 0. Okay? Now, next, we are not yet done. Ito importante sa ating IE, the conclusion. Okay? Especially sa ating IE, no? We need to conclude. So, therefore, ibalikan natin ang step number 1. Ano bang in-reject natin? Kaya I asked Christian kanina, no? Ano ba itong mu is less than equal to 700? And we agreed that it's the opposite of the claim of the manufacturer. Tama ba? You are rejecting that, so therefore, you're accepting the claim. Okay, klaro? Okay. So therefore, the claim of the manufacturer that the average net weight of the meat is greater than 700 grams is true. Okay? So we're done with the first, I think this is second example, no? Okay, any question, class? Yes, any question? Spokespersons, Terence, nandiyan ka na ba, Terence? Terence, wala. Problemado talaga sa ano ngayon class. No? I hope okay pa kayo dyan, ha? Sa internet. How about robot po ako, sir? O nga, kanina pa kayo nagreklamo ng robot ako eh. Okay, hindi naman, okay naman ang aking speed dito sa bahay. I run the speed test, no? Okay ako kay Christian, ibig sabihin, okay sa kanya, okay ako. Hindi kami robot dalawa, no? Okay, any question? Wala man? Just use your chat box. Okay, wala. Okay, so let's go with the next example. Next example, I prepared this for you to compare, no? Okay? So, yung second example natin is actually this. Okay? Ito. Okay, ito ha. Okay. Clarissa, is it visible pa rin in the size of the font? Yes?
Medyo maliit.
Maliit siya. Okay, explain ko na lang, class ha. Okay. What I did with this problem, okay, I just tweaked the problem here, no? Okay, this is the original problem. Change it to make it another example. So therefore, I will give uh, 4 examples. No? Ika-fourth na itong pinaka-last dito. Okay? This is the second example yung sa video. Aside from sa video, this is second example. The third example, and the fourth example. Okay? What if I tweak I change, no? I alter some of the, uh, the, the problem in, yung sa first natin na i-discuss bago lang. What if, okay, instead of greater than, I change that to less than. Okay, yun lang yung change ko. Okay? And the fourth problem, instead of greater than, I change that to equal. Okay? So, I think we will agree that the same bang given sa third example and fourth example, the same ang given class o hindi. I just change the inequality, the claim of the manufacturer or somebody, no? The same given or, okay, same. Very good. Okay, same. Okay, ang gagawin ko dito, class, okay, enlarge ko lang later, ha? I will copy, okay, paste here, okay, I will paste also here, okay, enlarge ko. Okay. Again, ang change ko lang is the claim of somebody. Kasi po pwede siyang ano eh, if I'm the manufacturer, I will not claim that my product is less than 700 grams. Maybe somebody claim, okay, baka competitors nila, that your product is less than 700 grams, no? So, pwedeng ganun yung scenario dito. Now, ano yung change natin dito? Less than na yung ano. Yes, Franklin. You will change? Graph lang. How about the hypothesis? Okay, very good, Kenneth, no? Okay. So, less than. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko, okay, saan ko ilalagay ang less than 700? H sub 0, H sub 1. Less than. Yes? Where will I put less than? Yeah. Alternative. Why, Christian? Why? Negative ay yung ano, bakit sa alternative yung less than? To avoid what? To avoid putting uh, equal sign in your H sub 1. Okay? Kasi if you do the opposite, which you will put that under H sub 0, you don't have any choice to put the opposite of less than, which is greater equal to, doon sa H sub 1. Again, bawal tayo maglagay ng equal sign sa H sub 1. Okay? So, I already prepared this unwritten na ito. So, ito ata yun, no? Tama ba, Christian? Ito yung gusto mong ilagay? Am I right, Christian? Okay. So, itatapal ko lang doon. Okay, para makita yung difference, no? Ayan. Okay. Litan ko lang. So, Christian, which one is the claim here of the manufacturer? H sub 1, H sub 0. Okay, again, class, saan nanggaling ang greater equal to? Okay, again, balik tayo dito. Okay? Less than, ang partner ng less than is greater equal to. Okay, naglagay tayo sa other hypothesis na greater equal to. Okay? So therefore, the claim is of the manufacturer or the somebody, okay? Hindi man siguro mag-claim ang manufacturer less than 700 grams yung kanyang product, no? Baka competitor niya siguro, no? Is less than, that is the claim, okay? Nilagay natin sa H sub 1. The next, okay? So magbabago na yung, anybody? Ano pang baguhin natin dito? Anybody from the class? Eunice, Diaz, do you have an idea? As is bang number 4? Wala, hindi talaga ako maano, class. Hindi talaga okay internet natin. Okay, Christian. So, Christian said nasa left. Kasi nga, yung basihan natin is step number 2. We imagine step number 2 always as the tip of your arrow. Okay? It says here, yung tip ng arrow natin is pointing to the left. So, we'll change the graph. Kaya, class, bawal kayo maglagay ng equal dito sa step number 2. Kasi hindi na siya parang tip of the arrow, no? Okay, so itatapal ko na lang. I already prepared this. Okay, here. Okay. There. Okay. Next. So, alpha is the same. Okay. 0.05, no? That's the measurement of the alpha. I will open the PDF file. So, hahanapin pa rin natin ang 0.05. Okay? So, I think the same lang yung location ng 0.05 dito in between these two values. Okay? Kuha class. But this time, since Christian said that it should be put on the left side of 0, it should be negative positive. Christian. Okay. Very good, Franklin. Negative. Kaya, dito, negative dapat sa gilid, sa left side, at negative din dapat sa itaas. Klaro ba, class? I hope that's very clear. Kapag nasa left side yung inyong shaded portion, both of the values of z, okay, this is z ha, this is also z. It should be negative, okay? So we add negative 1.6 and and negative 0.04. That will give you negative 1.64, no? Okay, plus, okay, negative 1.6 plus negative 0.05, so it's negative 1.65, okay? You need to get the average, so therefore your answer is, okay, the same lang value, no, but different yung sign, okay? We'll just insert na lang negative here, okay, negative. Then should be negative here. Okay, any question? Please ask question kung I need to elaborate further. You can only tackle the basic concept ng hypothesis testing class, no? Dito pa lang tayo sa easy part. Okay? So I need to enclose this with parentheses. Dito. Okay? So, para, okay, if you will label this in your graph, tama siyang, it should be negative. So therefore, okay, this point, okay, itong point na ito is negative 1.645. Okay? X. Will I change number 5? The value of number 5? Yes or no? Or the same lang? Anybody from the class? Yes, Kenneth. Okay, very good, the same. Kasi the same lang yung ating given. So, ang gagawin natin, saan natin nilalagay ang 12.13? Okay? So, bahala kayo kung saan ilagay nyo. Basta nasa right or nasa left. Okay, right. Okay, very good. Okay? Kasi positive siya. So, okay lang yan kahit hindi saktong saan ba yung 12.13. Okay? So, ang importante sa step number 4, okay, yung step number 5 mo ba, nasa shaded portion or nasa unshaded portion? So, nasaan siya? Nandun ba sa rejection area? Yes, Angelica? Unshaded. So, therefore, instruction, kapag nasa unshaded portion, no? Wala sa shaded portion, yung step number 5, you reject or accept? Okay, accept. Okay? So, we'll change this accept. Accept. Okay, klaro ha? Now, again, ang importante sa atin, especially for us IE, is the conclusion. Okay? Anybody who would like to share his or her thoughts regarding the conclusion? What should be the conclusion? You're accepting the null hypothesis or H sub 0. Accepting that. Okay? Can you look at our, and that's the opposite of the claim. Tama ba? So, anybody? Yes, Angelica.
Conclude that the average internet network less than 7.
Ano yan yun? Yung first pa natin, ano yan, na example. So, the average net content of the meat, no, is greater than or equal to 700. Tama ba, Angelica? Is this your conclusion also? Okay. Nalito kayo sa first natin example eh. Okay. So we are talking about, okay. So you're accepting it. Okay, look at step number 1, no? Mu is greater or equal to 700. Okay. Can you look at the two conclusion? Are they the same? Okay, the first conclusion, the same given. Okay, I just tweak the problem. Okay, this is the conclusion. The first one, the claim manufacturer that the average net weight of the meat is greater than 700 grams is true. Now, the conclusion here, I just changed the sum of the problem, but the same given, the average net content of the meat is greater than or equal to 700. Are they the same? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, very good, no? Yes. Sir, meron man siyang or equal. Paano yung Christian? Will that be the same or equal?
Greater lang to isa, sir.
Yes, greater lang yung isa. Ano yung ating hint dito na they're equal? Greater than 700. Ito, greater than or equal to 700. Pwede ba siyang ang answer equal? Pwede din siya greater than? Parang ganun ba yung sabihin ng ating conclusion na Christian? Yes? Okay, yes. Okay, the keyword is or. Okay? We don't know yet if that is greater than or equal. Basta nasa dalawa lang, which is the same with this first conclusion. Kaya lang yung first conclusion niya is very, kumbaga, nakaano talaga siya, naka-state talaga siya is greater than. Okay? As you can see, if you change the claim, okay, as long as the same yung given, it will give us the same conclusion. Okay? So we will check pa for the fourth, no? Okay, second, third, fourth na example. So in this case, I will change this to equal sign. Okay. So ano ito-change natin dito, class? Okay. Itong change natin, equal.
Hypothesis, sir.
Okay, very good hypothesis. Paano natin change ito, Christian?
Sa null, sir.
So anong dapat ilagay natin sa null?
One.
Equal. Null or, okay, very good, null. Okay, why null, sir? Sir, bakit hindi doon sa a sub 1? Christian, what's the answer? Bakit hindi sa a sub 1 yung equal?
Kasi yung sa null lang yung may equal, sir. Hindi pwede mag-walang.
Okay, very good. Okay. Balik pa rin tayo dito, class, that bawal kayo maglagay ng equal sign sa alternative hypothesis. Okay? I hope that is very clear, class, no? So, ang gagawin ko, I already prepared this. Okay? Somebody ask, sir, giuna mo lagi ang claim dyan sa a sub 0, sir. Okay? Kasi, yun ang dapat, no? Kasi para maiwasan natin na maglagay tayo ng equal sign doon sa step number 2. Okay? So, let us prove the same pa rin yung conclusion natin dito, no? Okay. This is claim. Okay, nasa step number 1. So next, anong is-change pa natin dito, class? Number 3, hindi i-change. Number 4, okay, change. Okay? So balik tayo dito sa explanation ko. Okay? If not equal, something that divides into 2. So therefore, this will become, okay, ganito na yung kanyang graph. Okay, dalawa yung shaded portion. Okay, tapal ko lang ha. Ayan. Okay? But the instruction, if that is two-tailed test or two rejection area, your alpha should be divided into 2. Okay? So that is 0.05 divided 2. Again, this is only true if your graph is two-tailed o dalawa yung shaded na portion. That will give you 0.025, no? Tama ba, class? Can you double check daw? Okay. Yan. Okay. Next. Okay. Sulat ko ng 0.025 here. Okay. Okay, next, okay, what is the value of this point here at saka dito? Since that is symmetrical, whatever the value here, okay, the same dito. Mag-iba lang sa signages, no? Negative, positive. Let's open our Z distribution table. Okay, hahanapin natin 0.025 na sa loob. Again, yung values dito is actually your alpha. Okay, 0.025, 0.025. Tulungan niyo ako kasi medyo malabo yung mata ko. Ayan. Okay, tama ba? May sakto, no? Okay, tama ang class. Okay. Points 0.025, okay? Either kasi both siya na sides, no? You can take the positive na z or the negative z, okay? I want yung negative, okay? Negative na given dito. Okay? So, negative 1.9 equivalent din sa itaas, it should be negative class. Ha? Kapag negative sa gilid, negative dapat sa itaas. So, that is negative 1.96. Okay? So, we have the value of z, which is negative 1.96. Okay? Negative 1.96. Negative 1.96. Okay? And the other, since it's a mirror, okay, salamin, no? It's positive. Positive 1.96. Will I change the computations for number 5? Yes or no? Okay, no. Okay, the same pa rin. Okay, 12.13. Saan ko siya ilalagay? Sa left or sa right? Okay, right. Why, Kenneth? Why sa right? What's the reason? Okay, very good. Positive. Is it beyond or after 1.696 or before 1.96? 12.13. Before or after? Since this is 0.96 na itong point na ito. Okay? Yung boundary dito. So, is it before 1.96 or after? So, therefore, after 1.96. So, after 1.96. So, hindi naman stricto masyado. Basta ilagay nyo lang dyan. That is 12.13. Okay, very good. Okay? Nasa shaded portion daw. So, therefore, your conclusion is nasa rejection area. Reject or accept? Okay, reject. Okay? So, conclusion, okay, the average net weight of the uh, beef ba? Beef chunks is not, no? 700 grams. Because you're rejecting it, no? When you look at the A sub 0, that's the claim, okay? Not equal, not 100, 700 grams, okay? Compare the conclusion of the three. Okay, tama ba? The conclusion here, the average net weight of the beef chunk is not 700 grams. Okay. Conclusion number one. The same? Yes or no? Ang sinabi niya lang is not equal to 700 grams. Is that the same with the first conclusion? So first natin, the second example, I mean. Yes or no? Okay, the same. Okay? Kasi ang nilagay dito, the conclusion is greater than 700 grams. And greater 700 grams is not equal to 700. Okay? True pa rin siya. How about this one? The same pa rin?
No, no, sir.
Are you sure? May nakalagay kasi siya na isa pa eh, kasi or, Clarissa.
Ay,
Okay,
negative
the
lang,
same
sir.
pa rin. Okay? Parang nireject niya lang yung isang or the possible that it might be equal to 700. Pero the same pa rin siya because greater than pa rin nakalagay dito. Okay? So, okay na class, naiintindihan na? So, ang tawag dito sa second example natin, kasi second example to class, no? Is called upper tail, one tail test, upper. Okay? Upper is because kapag nasa right side, one shaded portion. Okay, one tail. Okay? Kapag right side, upper. This one is called one tail test pa rin siya, okay, but lower. Pag lower, nasa left side yung shaded portion. And the last one is two tail test. Okay? Two tail test. Ganyan lang siya class. Walang upper lower, no? Two tail test. Okay? So I hope naintindihan nyo. Any question before I will give you your another set of problems? Okay, please absorb first class, no? I think mas ma-zoom yun. Yes.
Hindi, kasi screenshot ko.
Okay, isend ko talaga ito mamaya, ano. Pero question muna tayo, no? Okay na ba? Wait lang, ha? Okay, I will end the recording.